Hey Gemini, this is Andre with the Cancer Tarot, and I'm going to be bringing you your reading today and current energy check-ins, all right? As always, take what resonates and don't take what does not resonate. If it don't resonate, you don't gotta hate. Just don't eat it if it ain't a part of your plate. So with that being said, without further ado, let's get to and pull the cards. All right, Gemini. So I'm okay with not having my face in the video this time. Right away, I see the Two of Swords. And I like this card because it's like walk by faith and not by sight to me. But with that and doing so, Gemini, because you're somebody who typically is a heavy thinker, a deep thinker, walking by faith and not by sight could be you not taking a lot of action or avoiding something that possibly needs to be said, or a conversation that actually needs to happen, or something that needs to happen, and you're weighing every possible outcome instead of making a decision because you're afraid of what could actually happen. So right after that, I pull, the Six of Swords. And whatever is the conflict that you're dealing with here, Spirit is saying to move away from that, okay? Because you've been carrying these thoughts, right? These swords, these emotional burdens, kind of long enough. The answers aren't going to come just revolving in the same cycle, you know. They're going to come from choosing your peace over the confusion. And that's what that shows right here with the Eight of Cups, all right? So it shows you wanting to move away from half-filled cups, half-filled emotions, half-assed people, right? Stop settling. You don't have to stay somewhere just because you've invested something, right? Just because you've invested your time and your energy into somewhere, someplace, or a person, it doesn't mean you have to stay. That's something that I actually deal with, you know? So you and I both, Gemini. Because if your intuition has been telling you something, you need to stop ignoring it. You know, if your intuition says, hey, this isn't good for me, we need to stop making excuses and take things for what they are, face value. And with Mercury retrograde coming up, right? Just because whoever you're with, right here, right? Could be. Just because there's some sort of chemistry, it's like faith without works being dead. Chemistry without consistency isn't enough. So, like I said, stop making excuses for someone whose actions aren't adding up. In your near future, Gemini, I do see you coming in some sort of contact with somebody, right? And you having a conversation of some sort. So there is an open and honest conversation, an emotional conversation, saying what does need to be said, right? So everything that was right here, it looks like you are saying what does need to be said. But that doesn't always make it a good thing, right? So just remember, during Mercury retrograde, you got to slow down, right? Don't just jump to conclusions, but say what needs to be said, and say it with your chest, and say it honestly. After that, I pulled the Eight of Wands, right? And this might be the challenge. Fast communication right? Maybe some miscommunication, especially being in Cancer season, high emotions, and Mercury retrograde. So assumptions. There's a fire sign right here. This could be who you're dealing with, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, although Knight of Wands is usually associated with Sagittarius. And whoever you're dealing with, it looks like, yeah, you guys might be having an honest conversation, but the conversation might get out of hand. And it might be leaving you as the hermit, ultimately. But this is good. This is kind of might be what you want, unless you want to stay stuck in complacency and stuck in patterns and stuck blind, you know, having to be emotionally unfulfilled all the time, arguing maybe. But ultimately, the hermit, it's not isolating. It's kind of just falling back, you know, creating a new plan for yourself. And the tower is creating a new foundation ultimately at the end of it, you know, at the end of the day ends. And you got to move on. And so there's still some control. You still got control over your life, over your emotions. Excuse me. Just pay attention to people's patterns, Gemini, not just their words. You know, you don't have to fear any of those two last cards. And like I said in your short reading, this season isn't about finding more answers. It's about finally being honest with yourself about the ones that you've known all along. You know, all along, your intuition has been telling you about this connection. So, I don't know. Sometimes we have a hard time truly seeing what we deserve, and that's why we stay stuck in a situation that's toxic. But stand on business, and you'll see. You'll see the blessings that come your way. All right, Gemini, if this resonated, leave a like, comment, or share below. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next one.